Hello, we are Team 11, and today we will be talking about consumption and production. Goal 12 of the United Nations Sustainable Development promotes a movement to more sustainable consumption and production patterns. Targets of this goal include managing the use of natural resources and reducing waste and pollution generation. Overconsumption and overproduction of products are stripping the earth of its raw materials and creating higher levels of pollution than ever before. According to a report by the United Nations Environment Program, the production of goods and services for household use is the leading cause of greenhouse gas emissions. These gases pollute the atmosphere, resulting in many health and environmental threats. Target 6 of Goal 12 encourages companies to adopt their own sustainability practices. Today, we will touch on 3 companies that are doing their part to meet this goal and move toward a more sustainable planet. These companies are Texas Instruments, Target, and HEB.
Now on to Texas Instruments. According to Barron's magazine, Texas Instruments has the best sustainability ranking in information technology. It ranks number 2 in the top 100 most sustainable companies. Headquartered in Dallas, Texas, Texas Instruments is the world's leading analog semiconductor supplier to designing and manufacturing sustainable products. They do so by not only complying with laws and regulations, but also by investing in reduction, recycling, and monitoring the use of resources. In just 2019, they set to reduce water use by 2.2%, and they exceeded that goal by conserving 2.5%. They also follow a 3-step approach in accordance with material usage. First, they consider materials needed, then they reuse as much as possible, and lastly, they recycle. Additionally, they also participate in in-house manufacturing to enable close control, and they continuously strive to improve and maintain rigorous control, to say the least.
Hello, my name is Ali. I am going to talk to you about why Target has been maintaining safe production methods for its company. But before I start, according to 2016 on the UN website, it has said that about 13.8% of food is lost in supply chains. So the food that is being stored in warehouses are being thrown out due to not being safe for consumers to eat. The company that I'm going to be observing today is Target. Target's headquarters are based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Target is one of the few retailers who has started recording the carbon emissions each year, known as the Carbon Disclosure Project. So keeping records of carbon emission footprints helps to identify the waste of a business in terms of energy and raw material consumption. A reduction in carbon emissions within a corporation means lower energy cost, which means switching to cheaper renewable energy. Which leads to my next point being, Target has been implementing about 15 to 30% of solar energy in stores nationwide. Solar powers produce less GHG, or greenhouse gases, in the atmosphere than most standardized fossil fuel energy sources. I wanted to conclude about stating an initiative that Target can work on throughout the years to come. I think that Target can start donating the food that is at the point of expiring instead of actually trashing those products out. Local Targets can start a volunteer event where they can donate the products in the homeless or charity organization. One thing that I did notice in Target stores nationwide were located in the front of the store near the cash registers, which were these recycling kiosks, which were 4 different compartments labeled trash, plastic bags, glasses, plastic, aluminum, and MP3 cell phone ink cartridge, which helps promote good environmental practices.
So the next company that we're talking about today is called HEB. It's a retail company that has a major presence in central and southern Texas. So HEB has partnered with numerous sustainable development programs such as EPA's Green Chill and Smart Way Transport programs, as well as the Environmental Defense Fund. And it does this to ensure sustainable food sourcing, water and waste recycling, and fuel and energy efficiency. Particular with seafood sourcing. HEB has partnered with the EDF and other third-party organizations to ensure that it sources seafood from sustainable fisheries and seafood farms. And the sustainability comes not only in responsible catching, but it also comes in terms that these operations activities are based on scientific research, and HEB has also implemented a zero tolerance policy towards unethical labor practices. So HEB has made great strides in sustainable development and has been able to not only gain the trust of both environmental programs and its consumers, but has been able to give back to the community and to be able to prepare for long-term growth and production capabilities.
Today we mentioned 3 companies that have implemented great practices to become more sustainable businesses. Target's approach to meeting Goal 12 stands out because of their recycling kiosks, which encourages customers to get involved in their effort. North Texas businesses can take simple steps to join the movement by offering their own recycling stations, being mindful of water and electricity use, and reusing as much materials as possible. Without measures like these being taken, we risk a future with a planet whose resources are too depleted to meet our most basic needs.